Hey y'all, I'm Abby, More Than Just Skin, and welcome back to my channel. Or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm thrilled you took some time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here with me. Let me start, before I even say what kind of video this is, with a housekeeping matter. I'm a little under the weather, if you can hear. I kind of sound a little bit like a man. I apologize for that. There's nothing that can be done. But I just felt like I wanted to come on here and record a video. So please, I apologize in advance for if my voice sounds a little on the funny side. But today's video is some of my must-have makeup for fall. Now, I've already done a fall lipstick video, which got a lot more views than my normal videos get. So I decided that maybe y'all were interested in seeing the makeup that I gravitate towards in the fall. So that is what this video is about. Now, today is actually the first morning that I woke up where it felt like a little bit like fall outside. Now, we're not talking drastic, but it was cooler outside, and it would have been a great day for me to take Finley for a walk. But like I said, I'm a little under the weather, so I did the next best thing. I'm going to come on here and film a video about my fall must-haves. So if you're interested in this video, hit that subscribe button, and here we go. Before we get started, I want to start by saying what's on my face. I'm wearing a sample of the Huda Beauty foundation. What do y'all think? Leave a comment down below what you think about this foundation. I just put it on like 10 minutes ago, so you know, it's freshly on, but I think I may have to do like a road test with it, or like a face of the day and makeup and review, because I'm kind of I like the way it went on. I think it looks really good. So let me know what you all think. Okay, I'm going to start with bronzer, and when we move into the cooler months, I transition into a cooler tone bronzer. Now, you know, if you've been following me a while, in the summertime, I really like a warm tone bronzer. I think that it warms up the face. It kind of gives you that look like you have been in the sun, that natural kind of look that I get when I am sun-kissed. But in the fall and winter, I just gravitate more towards cool tone bronzers. I have 5 bronzers here in front of me that I kind of reach for in the fall and winter months. The first one, we're going to start with drugstore, and while it might smell like summer, for me, it is a fall and winter bronzer, and that is the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. I just think the color on this is more of what I like for this time of year. Of course, there's nothing really needs to be said about the Butter Bronzer because everyone loves the Butter Bronzer. It is great bang for your buck. I really don't think you can go wrong with this bronzer. The one that I'm wearing right now, and I've really fallen in love with, is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. Look how big this thing is. I mean, it is huge. It is a joy to use because it's so easy. You just put your brush in there, swirl it around, and it is incredibly easy. I also like to contour with it. Take a smaller brush and kind of carve out my contour with it. But I am loving this. I'm wearing it right now. I can tell this is probably going to be one that I reach for the most during the fall and the winter months. The next one is an oldie but a goodie, and mine is almost done, and that is the NARS Laguna Bronzer. I'm not even going to open it because mine is kind of coming apart because I've hit pan so much on it. Yeah, well, I guess I will open it. You can see I love this. Like I said, it's on its last leg. The thing that I find so pretty about this, it's a cooler tone bronzer. You can contour with it, but it's not completely matte, but it doesn't really have a shimmer. It's more of like a sheen, and it's just leaves this beautiful bronzy glow on your skin. And I really think if you have one bronzer in your collection, this is the one to get. It is absolutely gorgeous. The other bronzer that I actually got towards the end, or maybe in the spring of last year, and I really haven't used it a lot, but it's perfect for fall and winter, is the Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze, and I have it in the shade Medium. So if you're wanting something that is not matte, that provides a little bit more of a glow, this is what I reach for. I even like to layer this on top of things like the Marc Jacobs bronzer, just to give me a little bit more of a glow. But the tone of it is beautiful, and I find it perfect for this time of year. And lastly, probably the most expensive one is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's just a perfect tone bronzer for this time of year. Again, moving more towards on the cooler side, you can definitely double it as a contour, and you also get a highlight, which is good for this time of year as well because it's not really a blinding highlight. So I think that this is a great palette to get. It comes in at $68. Yes, it's not cheap, but you are getting 2 products here, and 2 really full-size products. So that's something you have to remember. When you break it down like that each of these would be $34, it really doesn't seem so bad. So I think that this is a great product, and look at that packaging. It is just absolutely gorgeous. For blush, I like to move to a little bit warmer, toned blushes, deeper blushes, things that aren't really shimmery, more of matte blushes. And you're gonna see a lot of those here. So I kind of stay clear of real pinky blushes in the fall. I'm not really into that. And I'm not really into real peachy, like bright corally blushes either. So I have a total of 6 blushes that I think are going to be my go-tos, and they're the ones I really focus on reaching. The one I'm wearing today is Benefit Dallas, and this is the newest one to my collection. I was watching Emily Fox's video where she talked about boring blushes, and she was talking about why you need boring blushes in your life, and I totally agree with her on everything she said in that video. This is definitely a boring blush. I mean, it is just kind of a brown color. Yeah, brown. It's almost like even could be double as a bronzer, but that's what it looks like. I'm wearing it today, but I think for fall and winter, it just screams fall and winter, and this is absolutely perfect. Another one from Benefit that I really, really love, and I think that if you get one blush for fall and winter, and actually probably one blush for your entire life, Rocketeer by Benefit is the way to go. This is just such a pretty, it's lighter than Dallas. It's like a mauve tone, but it has a slight bit of a sheen to it, but it's not a shimmer. It just gives your skin a really pretty glow, and that's the way it looks right there. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous, and you can't go wrong with this blush. I have a MAC blush, and it is in the shade Sunbask. Now, this might be one that you think, oh, that screams summer, and I wear it a ton in the summer, but I think it's such a great transition shade into fall. And it is just kind of more on the peachier side right here. So if I'm looking for a peachier blush in the fall and winter, this is the one I reach for, Sunbask by MAC. I have 2 blushes from the drugstore, and the first one is the most neutral one I have. It is Rosé Champagne by Wet n Wild. And this is just, it's really better for fair toned skin. It doesn't quite work as well on my skin, but I can make it work. It is very neutral with a slight sheen to it, but it is so neutral, it's just perfect for fall. So I just do love reaching for this one in the fall. The other one that I have from the drugstore is by Milani, and it is the shade Romantic Rose, and it looks like this. It is just kind of that perfect pinky tone. It is matte. It really is a pretty one. It's right there, and that's one I like to reach for as well. And lastly is definitely my most expensive one, but it is one that I treasure, I love, and it's perfect for fall. It's by Tom Ford, and it is in the shade Ravish. You really cannot go wrong with this shade. It is beautiful. It transitions well into winter, and it is just gorgeous, and that's how it looks right there. It screams fall. Before we get into eyeshadow palettes, we are going to talk about highlighters. So from the fall highlighters, I like to reach for, I kind of steer more away from like icy blinding highlight and kind of reach more for gold. Golden tones kind of are what, golder coppery tones are what I tend to gravitate towards. And I have a few in here, and we're going to talk about each one of them. Let's start with the one that I'm wearing on my face today, and it is Crown of My Canopy by Wet n Wild. It is definitely kind of a coppery, rosy highlight, and it might look a little bit intimidating in the pan, but on you can see it looks really pretty, really natural, and to me this is just kind of a perfect fall highlight. Another one for Wet n Wild that I like is the shade Earth. I think it's Earth. It's either Earth or Fire. I think it's Earth. It is one of the Mega Glow highlighting bars, and this is how it looks. It's very similar to Crown of My Canopy, but both of these, as you know from the drugstore, don't break the bank. If you're wanting just a fun fall highlighter to devote strictly to fall, go run out and get you one of these that are inexpensive. I have 2 Becca highlighters that I like to use. The first one is probably the pinkest highlighter I have for fall, and it is in the shade Rose Gold, and this is how it looks. Again, another one that might look too dark, And you might, if you are like fairer than me, it may not work for you, but I can make it work on my skin, and it is really, really pretty. The other one that I have is Royal Glow. This one came out for the royal wedding. It is more of a golder tone, which, like I said, I love a good gold tone highlight in the fall. And this one is a really pretty one. It's not too gold. It's more of a lighter gold, kind of a champagne-y gold. Another gold highlight that is definitely gold is Gilded Honey by Laura Geller. This is probably as gold as it gets. You can see it right there. It's just really pretty, and this one is nice as well. Another, and the last one that I have is the Resi highlighter by Anastasia. This I love because it looks like it would be incredibly intense, but actually it's not. When you put it on the skin, it just kind of melts into the skin, and it is gorgeous, and it gives you a really pretty sheen. So I do like using this one, and I think it is perfect for fall. Before we jump into eyeshadow, I want to tell you what's on my nails, because I think that this color screams fall. It is Taurus by KL Polish. If you've been following me for a while, you know I love KL Polish. This is one of her colors, and I think it is gorgeous. I think she has great fall colors. Of course, I like Zoya. Zoya has great fall colors, but I've really been impressed with KL Polish, and I am loving her colors that she has. They just, a lot of them scream fall, and this one is no exception. It's really pretty. Start with affordable eyeshadow palettes for the fall. Wet n Wild has two that I think are perfect. The first one is the Comfort Zone. It has some really pretty greens in there along with some pretty browns. I have used this palette. It holds up really well. It's great for drugstore, and it just does have a great fall vibe. The other one is Rosé in the Air, which is a dupe for the Modern Renaissance. Again, great palettes, two that I think you can't go wrong with if you are wanting a good fall look. These two would be great. The other more reasonably priced palette that I have is the Retro Love palette by Bad Habit. This is a dupe for the Anastasia Subculture. I don't have Subculture, so if you have Subculture, I think it's a great fall palette, but I think this just is beautiful. I love these mustard tones for fall, greens. I've really been gravitating towards greens, and you can use this palette to get a great natural, neutral look. So I do love that one as well. Then I have three higher end palettes. The first one was a palette that was released for the summer a few years ago, but I think it's more appropriate actually in the fall, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. It is, I mean, look at these shades. That's just fall colors to me. While yes, it is beautiful in the summer as well, I think this one really transitions well into the fall, and I see myself using it a good bit during the fall months. The last two are by Anastasia Beverly Hills. No surprise there. The first one is what I'm wearing on my eyes today, which is the Soft Glam palette. This actually came out in the spring of last year, but I think it has more of a fall vibe than a spring vibe for sure. So today I have on my eyes Orange Soda, Burnt Orange, Sienna, and Mulberry. And then I think I have Sultry, Pink Rose, and Fairy on my eyelids. So it's just gorgeous. I think you can get so many different fall looks by using this palette. If you were looking to purchase one high-end palette for fall and winter, I would highly suggest this one. And of course, a fall makeup collection or stash or what you should be using in the fall would not be complete without the Modern Renaissance palette. I love berry tones. I love them, especially in the fall, and this one just has great ones and some really pretty options. So I think that this is beautiful, but if I had to pick between this one and Soft Glam, I think I would go with Soft Glam, but I do love this one as well. So yeah, so that was the end of this video, and I'm sure glad it was because I feel my voice kind of giving out. I apologize again for kind of sounding like a man, but I'm a little bit under the weather. So those are the makeup items that I have been using since fall has started, and I plan to continue to use. Yeah, I would love to know in the comments below the products that you gravitate towards during the fall, and if there's some I need to try out. And if you haven't seen my fall lipstick video, you should definitely check it out. I posted it a few weeks ago, and I really did enjoy filming that one as well. Fall is like my favorite time of the year. So fall and winter, and I just absolutely love it. I just think it's just the greatest time of the year. I love Halloween, Thanksgiving, and of course Christmas, you know, you can't beat Christmas. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would love to have you back here on a regular basis. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see you all soon. Bye, y'all.